All right, moving on to our next game. We're back in the arcade. This is called Fire Truck. After playing Space Invaders, man, arcade's gonna have to pick it up a notch. All right, here's the artwork. Fire Truck in the arcade by Atari. This arcade cabinet looks like it's for 2 people. One person is standing up with a wheel. The other person sits down and uses the wheel like you're in a fire truck. Revolutionary new cooperative driving thrills. This might be our first cooperative arcade game. Everything else we've seen has been competitive. There's an example of the arcade cabinet. And then a circuit board. There you go, the control panel with the wheel that you turn. Looks like we have, if you're playing 2 players, looks like one person is going to control accelerate, bell, horn, whistles, and then one person is going to do something else. Maybe shoot the water. So, let's see if the manual has something for us. Here's Fire Truck in the arcade by Atari. Operation Service Manual, and then we want Introduction. What is Fire Truck all about, Atari? So much information for the arcade cabinet. This is everything. Atari's added a new dimension to the video game world with the first cooperative driving game for 1 or 2 players, Fire Truck. A seat assembly and upright cabinet connected together to make up the game. Each assembly contains a player control panel. They each have their own. The front cab and back trailer of the hook and ladder Fire Truck are steered individually, unless it's a 1-player game. Oh, so if you play a 1-player game, you're controlling the whole fire truck like any other car. But if you play a 2-player game, you have to work together to turn the wheel and play. That is awesome. So in a 2-player game, yeah, one person sits and drives the cab. The second player stands and drives the trailer. So they'd be in control of the trailer. Cool. Never seen that one before. All right, let's check it out. This is June 1978, playing Fire Truck in the arcade by Atari. And there it is. So we're looking at the main display. Oh, sorry. I guess that means we are on game over. Sorry. I hope this doesn't need to be configured because there are some arcade cabinets that need to be configured by an operator before you play them. So let's see what we have for options. Anything on the back for dip switches? Looks like we can change the cabinet to a 2-player Fire Truck game or a 1-player Smokey Joe game. I wonder if that's another game that we'll see at the same time. And then how the coinage works. We can also change the language. You notice here we already have this one going to Europe. And we'll keep it the same. Fire Truck. We'll see what happens if we try it. And then for video options, do we got anything else? Okay, we can change it to the Smokey Joe artwork if we're playing a 1-player game. And that's what it looks like for the arcade for Smokey Joe. But we're playing Fire Truck. Here we go. Let's put a coin in. Coin is in. Didn't see anything different. Let's push start. Here we go. Push in start. And let's go. I have a horn. I actually can honk the horn. Look, it doesn't sound too much like a horn, but I have control of both pieces of the fire truck. And I gotta be careful of the trailer. And I'm supposed to, oh my gosh, and it's using the flashing lights. If you're sensitive to the flashing lights, please close one eye. Apologies because video games were not programmed for people with that kind of sensitivity. So, oh yeah, you can't hit the fire hydrants either. Looks like the fuel is my timer, and I'm in control of, yikes. I'm in control of both and the trailer, but I have to watch the edges. Okay, so we played another game earlier that was called Super Bug. Super Bug was the first game we had seen that was played on more than one screen. Right now, we know as we drive the truck from a top down that we're going to see more of something as the screen scrolls. That's pretty big. That's a big deal that the screen is moving and we're trying to get to maybe a destination. I don't know, but I know that we're following along this maze or this road, and it's showing us more and more. We're not playing on one screen. That's what the big takeaway of Fire Truck is. Oh, this is pretty fun. It'd be really fun to play with 2 people, and you have to work together. I'd play this in the arcades today, but this was 1978, so that's Fire Truck. I'm just crashing the Fire Truck. Sorry, I didn't save the day, but I did have fun. It was good. All right, so exit out of that, and this is above average. For sure, I could give this 4 for how good it is, but I'm going to go 4.5 because not only are we scrolling not played on one screen, but we are cooperatively, it's a cooperative game, so 4.5 stars. Fire Truck is up there. That was pretty good. Okay, so moving on to our next game. This is Skydiver. Still in the arcades in 1978. Let's see the artwork for Skydiver. Here's the advertisement flyer with actual skydivers. And there's the example of the arcade cabinet. Lightning Skydiver Spellout awards double score bonus. Thank you, Atari. They're actually giving us something we can use in the game. Most of the time, it's just information for the operator of the arcade cabinet. And there's the arcade cabinet. What is with the control panel? Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So the control panel is a chute that you pull when you're ready to open up your chute. And then it looks like you move left and right to control it. And then we have a jump, 2 different players. You got the black jumper or the blue jumper who's playing. So yeah, there's our controls. We got a jump button, we got an open chute button, then we move left and right. By the way, I have to see all this because I am with you all on this. I have not played over 100,000 games. I'm just doing it on the fly and seeing what happens. All right, another game programmed all in black and white. Let's see if the manual has any info for us. Operation, maintenance, and service manual for Skydiver. And let's see if we get the introduction. There it is. Introduction. Skydiver is a 1- or 2-player action game developed by Atari. This game is contained in an upright cabinet illustrated with brightly colored graphics to further enhance player appeal. Isn't that every arcade game? And then it tells you about the monitor. So the player controls are mounted directly below the TV monitor. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, there we go. The object of the Skydiver game is to successfully skydive from a traveling plane to a ground target that appears in a different position after each successful jump. The player watches wind speed, direction, the blue and black windsocks, and they must judge target position, plane speed, duration of free fall before pulling the ripcord. Whoa. If this really is trying to simulate something, it may be a little iffy, because we've seen another simulator, Dragster, in the arcade. But let's see how it runs. So this is Skydiver. We're in the summer of 1978 in the arcade playing Skydiver by Atari. So there we go. We got all the artwork, the marquee of what you saw in the arcade cabinet, and the instructions right here down at the bottom. Press jump, pull up on the ripcord, open the parachute, and then let's just double check our controls. We got jump and, oh yeah, there's different options, but we won't do any of the options. And then different things that the dip switches could change in the back. Okay, so let's put a coin in. Here we go. Cha-ching! And we're pushing start. So here we go. 1-player Skydiver. Ladies and gentlemen, that would be the first song I think we've ever heard on any video game. That right there, that little tune, that was a ditty. We heard a ditty. Shoot. Okay, so the parachute comes out, and then I have a little bit of control. I look like I'm playing against someone else. Go. Oh, okay. So if you land on the wrong color, you don't get points. So you have to make sure you first jump at the right time while the plane's moving, then open your parachute at the right time because it takes a little bit of time to come out. And then you have to judge by the wind by looking at the socks right at the bottom of the screen. So let's try it again. Let's put a coin in and push start. Let's hear that ditty again. Come on. They're waiting for a second player. That might be our first song we ever heard. And that was, what, 5 notes? I don't know. All right, so I'm jumping out. Here we go. Parachute. Oh, get it. Oh, I get credit for that. Okay, great. So I'm looking again. I am the black plane and the black jumper, and I had way bad timing. So you got to look at the air on it. Get it. Come on. And I can get a little bit of control. So you get 1 foot on, and you still get points. That's awesome. Get it. Okay, so as I'm going down, I can pull on the handle, so I'm moving left and right to control it. All right, so let's do another one. Get it. Open the parachute. Oh, if you go off screen, and it doesn't count. But that's fun. That's good. And it's not total simulation. Still arcadey and works really well. That is above average. 3.5. I could go for 4. 3.5 for 4 because it works very well. So I'm going to say 4. Very good game. For Skydiver.